Hey everybody, Jeff, Garage Maker Guy here. Sorry for the long delay in time from the last video, but this is the track that I've been wanting to build for a long time. It was supposed to be done for Thanksgiving. I think I finished it the day after Thanksgiving. And by finished, that means the layout's complete. All the supports are kind of in place, and it works. This is going to be the track that I actually add scenery to, so it will become semi-permanent. But you know, my only recommendation when building a track is don't lock yourself into a certain layout and start putting the scenery in. This is track number 8 in here. I've made quite a few, but this one I like. And use a track planner. If you're building a track that's bigger than a 4x8 sheet, you're probably going to want to use a track planner because things get complicated. So anyway, it's a pretty good track. It's got a lot of straightaways and for speed, and then it's got a lot of technical stuff on the inside, which develops some skill if you want to stay on the track. There's also a lot of lane changes. I think I have 7 of them in this track. So we have the one here. This is the last chance before you pit. And then we have the pit. And then as the one individual had on his video about considerations when building a track, this is the moron avoidance system, which allows you to go from the inside lane to the outside lane if somebody leaving the pit isn't paying attention, which is a good idea. This hairpin turn, this is the evil part of the track. Everybody, unless you are really paying attention, that's where you'll probably come off the track. Then we go around into this little switchback, not too much trouble there. We come back around, and this track here, as you can see, it's right on the edge. I had to add that guardrail because there were a few cars that went off the, I don't know, scale drop, probably 100 feet. But it works good. It works good. I've got a little bit of support work to finish up over here. I've got this one, overpass taken care of. So this one is actually one of the actual brick ones that I cast. These are just plain old boards because scenery is going to be around these. You're not going to see these when the track is done. But I still need to put another support over here where the Carrera box is, obviously, and get that all tightened up over there. But it's a lot of fun. And one of the viewers talked about how do I do my power taps, and well, the best way is to solder them in place, but that's tricky. You can damage your track, and that's what I prefer to do, but I've got a lot of soldering experience, and now with the little clips from Carrera, it's not too bad. The main thing is, and here's what my power distribution looks like. So those white cables with the red heat shrink, each one of those is a power tap to a section in the track. They're placed about every 3 meters, or so. But you always go back while you're tuning your track. You might find a dead spot or someplace that isn't quite getting the connectivity, and then you need to add the power taps as needed. But I would go a minimum of, no more than 10 feet. It also take into account the number of joints there are, in that section of track. Did you use 15 little turns? Then you're going to probably want to put some more power taps in to compensate for the number of connections, because at each connection point there's going to be loss. So that's just my suggestion. So I use the power cable, which is kind of funny because they charge you 50 bucks, and all they do is cut the end off of a Carrera power supply adapter, put it on put a fuse holder in it, and then put it on some nice silicone wire that connects to your power supply. The white telephone wire in there, that is my feed to the computer for the lap counting software. And unfortunately, this is Carrera's fault. They put an S-video connector, which is really horrible. But I understand they want to keep the connectors different so people didn't plug the wrong things into them, so I understand why. So I did buy another control unit where I will be hardwiring all of this stuff, so you won't see this piece will be separate and mounted somewhere else. It won't need to be attached to the track. For my power taps, this is what I found to be the easiest and the most economical solution. So I used basically it's just speaker wire. It's 4-conductor, and each conductor is a different color. It's 16 gauge, so it's got more than enough capacity to handle a couple of amps, you know, for a little bit of time. And oh god, this is a 250-foot box. I think I don't know, I think it was 15 bucks or something like that on Amazon. And I also bought their little distribution blocks, and those were, God, I think it was a 5-pack with all the connectors for 10 bucks. It's not the highest quality, but I mean, it works. So anyway, that's it. Let me know what you'd like to see more of. I think I'm going to do a try to do a video about the race management system, because I've had some issues not with the software, but the way that it interacts with the track, and like missing laps and or counting laps for 2 cars instead of 1. Not really sure what that's about. I'm being led to believe it's the way that the cars have been programmed or something. Too many cars programmed to more than one controller or something like that. But I'm going to try to reach out to Bruce Yingling after I get a little more information. So anyway, have fun, keep on racing, and see you soon.